Hello, family, friends, followers, and subscribers, especially those of you new to me and our guests. I invite you to do those types of things. Check them off. Become one of those more. Just a short note, I wrote, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, maybe longer, about the Biden Cartel and Hunter Biden and all of that. I missed the mark. I told those of you who were following me at that time what was going to happen, and I was wrong in that. I said that Trump has all the information and this will start coming out before the election. That tiny piece was correct, but I misjudged how that was going to happen. And the part, what I'm struggling with is the part where I erred is I forgot about the fake news and the fact that there's the swamp, there's the Democratic dynasty through the Clintons and those people. There's just a huge group of people opposed to Trump because he's doing some of the things he said he's going to do. Actually, he's doing a lot of them, and they feel threatened by that. So we bring in the Bidens, and the swamp protects itself because most of those people, well, I don't know if most of them is true, but it probably is. Otherwise, they wouldn't get away with what they're getting away with. They protect each other. It's kind of like Jane Fonda committing treason from my perspective, or Hillary Clinton committing treason from my perspective. Nothing happens to them. Bill Clinton abusing his office, abusing Monica Lewinsky, and there's those who say that she was an adult, he didn't abuse her, but the truth of the matter is anybody can look at that and figure it out for themselves. We have all those people who really faced no real accountability. Then you have what happened with General Flynn. You have the Democrats and their constant coming after Trump because he's threatening them. They're all swamp rats. And in that system of swamp rats, you have do-nothing Biden, do nothing for 47 years. That was actually wrong. He did a lot of things, directly and indirectly. I liked it when he went on national TV and bragged about the quid pro quo and stopping the investigation into the actions and the potential criminal actions in the UK against his son Hunter. And the part that I got wrong with Trump was, I am reasonably certain, as I sat here, he knew all of this information. The question was how to get it out, and the right moves were to get it out at the right time. It was unbelievably noteworthy, and it generically, I would think, was important to the American people to know that they're getting a cartel leader in Joe Biden, and that part of his cartel is his family. The money that Hunter and his brother James sucked out of China. And then we learn this Swalwell is screwing a spy, and the spy appoints people, gets people appointed to his staff and things like that. Swamp protects itself. I'll bet you not one damn thing happens to Swalwell. And he was one of the leaders carrying the lance to charge Trump on the Russian collusion, which was a hoax. There is no question of that at this point in time. Anybody that says otherwise is a liar for malicious purposes. Well, that may not be true. I said that I was pretty strong with that. They actually may be subhuman. They may have Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. They may have an IQ that's somewhere around barely able to live. So there are those who will propagate that and still propagate it today. I have some on my timeline, and I generally ignore them as long as somebody's not abusive on my timeline beyond my standards, then I can take a lot of abuse. But as long as they don't resort to name calling with no facts or substance, or language is just simply inappropriate, then I leave them on my timeline. They actually add to the scope of the conversation because sometimes they cause people to really think. But anyway, I ramble on that. It looks like we're going to have Joe Biden for a president, and by his past actions and his own admissions, the facts surrounding what he has done and what he has not done, it appears that the American people are going to get what the American people voted for if we consider and allow all the dead people that voted for him and all the ballot stuffing that went on for him, the people that voted twice, the stealing of ballots, and the statistical almost impossibility that the vote could have gone the way that it did. I've learned to rely on statistics as a measurement tool, but not as an ultimate fact. And that's something that needs to be explored. It will not be explored and finished. And then the swamp, I say that so much. You have the Supreme Court. You have Kennedy the conservative, rhino. I have watched what he's done as an attorney. It sickens me. It churns my stomach. And then you have the three other justices that Trump appointed. What a joke. At a time when they could have stepped up to the plate of responsibility. And I can tell you for an absolute fact in my world, knowing and understanding the law a little bit, that they could have taken charge of this. They could have started laying the foundation to straighten everything out so that we could keep our republic together. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen. Those people wouldn't step up to the plate. If I could, I would spit on them. But anyway, I ramble on that one. You all take care, and let's see what happens with this Hunter thing. The other piece of that, and I don't want to sound like the conservative talk shows, Fox, Beck, what was his name? Doesn't matter. I really don't want to sound like them, but I'm going to say something that does. I put out the warning on this timeline months ago. I said, here's what's going to happen. I made a couple memes and put them on with Joe Biden having China on his hat and the Ukraine on his shoulder. Go figure. I'm wishing, I'm sitting here, I want to shut up, I always talk too long, but I have such strong feelings on this. I wish that you, the American people, and unfortunately only a few of you will see this video, but it would be so nice if people would start speaking out and screaming. Look at history and look at what's going to happen. But for right now, in the immediacy of what's going on, we got less than 2 weeks to Christmas. It's a time of rejoicing, of families getting together. For government that says we're going to limit you, your families you can't get together, a bunch of things like that. Threats of shutting down the highways, all kinds of stuff. to stop people from getting together. It's all about control. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. They don't use the science. It's not about stopping the pandemic. It's about controlling the people. If it was about stopping the pandemic, then we wouldn't be using the masks that we're using. We wouldn't be shutting down the businesses we're shutting down. Logic and common sense defies that. And then the politicians who make these decisions don't honor them themselves. Somebody gets a $90,000 for a fine for having the room over, but the politician, what's he pay for going and using it? I'm rambling again. Have a great week. Make it so.